Hello, hello, hello. I'm messing around trying to figure out if I'm actually online or not. It says I am. So hopefully I am. This is Teresa at In the Garden Tarot. Welcome. The queue is open. I am offering free readings right now. I've got the setup where I have an extra monitor connected so that I can have your chat and your reading in a separate window than what I have here on my computer. And yeah, so I'm just here, ready when you are, if you'd like to have a free reading. I do want to tell people, just to make it very clear, because it's important that you know this. If you are under the age of 18, you may not ask questions. This live stream is very clearly marked not for children. And if you are still under the age of 18, that means your parents are your legal guardians, or your legal guardians are your legal guardians, and they are the ones that make the decisions for you until at such time you have become an adult in the eyes of the law. If you would like to skip a line, or if you'd like to have a full reading, full readings are $10. It's 10 cards. You can ask up to 3 questions, or you can just do one in-depth on one question. It's up to you. Sometimes people will get a free reading and then they'll want to follow up on something that came up in the free reading, and that's something where you, if you want to follow up, that's something where you want to donate for a full reading, which information's coming up. Nightbot is letting you know the places where you can do that. CashApp, Venmo, Zelle are the 3 options. Until such time I have enough online presence and enough subscribers that I can do accept gifts or donations through the YouTube platform, but at the moment I cannot do that. So yeah, so it's been a day. Hopefully you've had a good day. It is my hope that I'll be here for about 2 hours, maybe more. Kind of depends on what happens tonight. Tonight being Wednesday night. Wednesday, Woden's Day. In Latin languages, it's the day named for Mercury, and is very much a day for communication. I was not on much last week. I think I did come on Monday briefly, but last week I had some kerfuffles, and so I was not able to be on here as much as I would like, as much as I normally would be. Where's that shadow coming from? It's coming from there. Ah, there's the answer. I am using my Slavic Legends tarot deck tonight. Wow, look at that horrible double negative sentence I made. No one under the age of 18 may not ask questions. Oh, we gotta fix that. That is bad grammar, Teresa. Move. Let's try that again. No one under the age of 18 can participate. So I've changed my location. I've changed back to, I was doing this in the front of the house, the apartment, but I was finding it was too noisy. Noisy because I live right on a corner, so a lot of people driving back and forth and around, and also because my neighbor, I share a wall with my neighbor, and I could hear their TV. Probably you couldn't hear the TV if you were online, but it was distracting for me, and it made me a little nervous, wondering if they could hear me talking here, seemingly talking to myself, but actually talking to you. So I moved back to the back of the house where I'm away from their TV, and it's much quieter. And I already had this other monitor that plugs into my laptop, and it gives me a second monitor, but I hadn't used it for live streams. This is the first time I'm using it for that. Yeah, so I was just checking the lag. There's about a 27-second lag between the time that I do something or say something and you actually hear it. So let's both keep that in mind. I don't know why it is the minute I get here, I immediately want to have songs come into my head that I want to be singing. It's so weird, and they don't even make sense. Like, the one that just came into my head was Deck the Halls, which is a Christmas song. We're not anywhere near Christmas right now. I said earlier in a chat and a few other places that I think in my community post that I have 2 tarot decks and 2 oracle decks coming in the mail for Saturday that I'm looking forward to using with you. The first one is called Heaven and Earth Tarot, and the other one is called Illuminati Tarot. And then I have the two oracle decks. One of them is like angel numbers, and the other one is just, I just really like the colors. It's very cubist artwork, very brightly colored. And it had little, messages written on the bottom. Maybe you're wondering, well, what's the difference between an oracle deck and a tarot deck? And the short answer is that all tarot decks are oracle decks, but not all oracle decks are tarot decks. Tarot deck is an oracle, but it's a very specific one with 78 cards, with pips, with court cards, with major arcana, and an oracle deck can be any number of things. It's still an oracle, but it's not a tarot oracle, if that makes sense. I haven't really used oracle decks besides tarot until recently. I've had a hard time finding some that I actually liked. If you're joining us, just letting you know that put your message in the chat, and I will be happy to answer your question for you with a little mini reading. The queue is open. Welcome in if you're just arriving. The queue is open at this time. If you'd like to get a reading, just go ahead and put your question in the chat. Remember that you must be at least 18 years old. There is about a 27-second lag, so it may take a minute for my responses and what you write to show up. I will answer any question you have. However, I do want to remind you this is for entertainment purposes only. So if you have a legal question or a medical question or a mental health question, I'm happy to do a reading for you, but I do want to refer you to professionals who handle those kinds of things. This deck has a very interesting Chariot card. It has a black crow and is it an owl? Oh, yeah, a black crow and an owl as the ones that are pulling the chariot, although there's not really so much a chariot. There's a charioteer that themselves appear to be some kind of animal-human hybrid. I do have my chat set up for a subscriber only mode, so you do need to subscribe for I think a minute before you can post your question. And the reason I do that is to kind of cut down on the amount of I forget what they call it, just people kind of bombing you with silly stuff. if you are writing a question, I'm not seeing it for some reason. I'm not seeing what you wrote. So I'm assuming that no one has asked a question as of yet. I'm a little anxious to see someone ask a question because I'm using this secondary monitor tonight, which is the first time I'm using it, and I just want to make sure it's actually working. Oh, hi, Phoenix. Welcome. Hi, Starshine. Yeah, Phoenix, did you want to ask a question? If you do, I'll put you in the queue. Great. And then Starshine, you'll be right after Phoenix. So let me just type that in the queue real quick, and then I'll get started on Phoenix's reading. All right. So Phoenix asked, any good news coming in this week for you? Is there any good news coming in for Phoenix this week? That's a yes/no question, but we're going to go ahead and see what we get in answer to that question. Yes, I see that. Any good news coming in this week for me? That's what Phoenix wants to know. Any good news coming in this week for Phoenix? Are you looking for good news in a particular area or just in general, Phoenix? All right. So, we've got some good times with good friends on the horizon here. And it looks like we're going to be... do you get paid on Fridays by chance? Because with the Queen of Pentacles, we've got someone who's like, you know, we have these good times with friends, and we also have this kind of like bounty in our lives, like, you know, our life is full. So all the things that make life bearable, like, you know, good food, good drink, a stable home, all those things are available for you this week. Kind of both. Okay, and then this card, this Three of Swords, might be referring to the love question. Three of Swords is usually it's getting over something that kind of hurts you. So that is there is some, maybe that's why we're having this kind of time together with friends, because maybe we got burned or someone hurt our feelings or something like that, and we're kind of getting over it. Oh, well. Okay, then the next card up here is the Two of Coins, which is kind of a suggestion that you have a good time, but make sure that, you know, you enjoy your good time sensibly, that makes sense. We don't want to use up all our resources. And then this last card here, the Empress, another very earthy card, and very much a card about, you know, hi Sonali. I'll put you on the queue behind Starshine. So when we look at the Empress card, we're looking at someone who's very much master of all they survey. So they have a they get good relationships going on in their lives. Life is good. The only thing I see that's a little negative in this reading is that painful thing there. So I think you will get over it, and I think that you will get over it rather quickly, because at the bottom we have the Eight of Wands, or at least you want to get over it rather quickly. I can't wait to get paid. I get paid on Friday as well. So let me do my cue here. So next is Sunshine, followed by Sonali. Sonali. Alright, Phoenix. I hope that's some good news for you. Drinks all around, right? Just be sensible. Okay, Sunshine, you are up. Sunshine, what's your question? You're welcome. Or excuse me, Starshine. Yes, I do see you, Starshine. Is it the right career? I wonder, I'm curious, you say that you're doing well and that in that field, but then you want to know if it's the right career, which kind of implies to me that you maybe don't like it or you feel like there's something else. I will say that, you know, there are people in this world, and you're probably one of them, who would do well in anything they want to do. But what's important is that you pick a career that is something that you love to do, not just something you're good at. So let's see what the cards reveal about possible other careers for you. So, Starshine is really wondering about whether this management job, which they're really good at, is the right career for them. That's a yes/no question. So I'm just going to modify it for you a little bit and say, can we get some direction on what would be the ideal career direction for Starshine? Starshine, you've been in before, haven't you? Because I remember singing the song. Oh, do I think you'll do well? Okay, so you see me doing well in the management field I'm pursuing currently. Like, is it the right career? I misunderstood because I was kind of focusing on that, is it the right career? Okay, so let's see. Will Starshine do well in this management position? Will Starshine do well in this management position? And just a reminder to everybody, there is about a 27-second lag. Will Starshine do well in this new management position? Well, okay, so let me see if I understand, because those are kind of like two different things. One of them is, I've got this job, I want to know if I can do a good job. And then the other question is, I've got this job, but I don't know if it's the right job. So are you wanting to know whether you'll do well in the job or that you have now, or whether it's the right job for you? Yeah. So can you clarify that for me? Are you wanting to know if you'll do well in that job, or whether that job is the right one for you? Okay. So you're wanting to know whether or not management is the right job to go into, or whether you should go into a different field? I'm just trying to narrow it down so we can get good details. Okay, will you do well in the field of management in the future? Gotcha. Will Starshine do well in the field of management in the future? Are you doing just like business administration, or are you studying a particular area of management, like restaurant management or retail management? Well, the first thing I noticed right away with this Seven of Cups is that there's a lot of choices in front of you, and that might be causing you to question isn't the right word, but maybe it's making it hard for you to really zero in on something. Like when you're in college, you do all your lower division first, and then you do your major, and that's kind of like a big turning point, because that's when you finally have to commit to a particular thing. So maybe you're at a place where you are not quite ready to commit, because there's other options out there you hadn't considered. The next card that comes up is the Chariot card. Human Resource Management, yeah. So the next card's coming up is the Chariot card. And with the Chariot, it's very much about taking the reins of your life. And I think that we're going to go a little bit further before I comment on this. But let me see what the next card is. Okay, Five of Cups. Okay, so Five of Cups is at a point of dissatisfaction with what you have, sometimes boredom with what you have, or not. There's just a lot of like you've got an itch that's really telling you you're not sure if this is the right thing for you. I mean, and what I want to say about the Chariot and the Seven of Cups combined, it's you're being asked to make a choice and stick with it. It seems to me that you're not so sure what that choice should be, that you want to explore other options, and you're wanting to know if it's the right choice. The next card that comes up is the King of Wands, and then finally the Ace of Swords reversed. So to answer your question, I want to say kind of what I said at the beginning, that you could probably do well in any field that you would put your mind to. Okay? What you need to think about before you continue on in this journey is you have to think about other possibilities and see if there's other things that you get more excited about. Because I definitely understand the idea of getting bored with a job, like once you've conquered it, so to speak, because we've got the King of Wands here, Fire of Fire, is very much about conquering. You get bored with it and you want to move on. So I think with human resource management, the thing and I'm not an expert on this, the thing you have to realize is that you already do, is there's a lot of paperwork, a lot of paper shuffling, a lot of checking on, make just a lot of data and paper shuffling and just a tiny little bit of people. And a lot of times when you're dealing with those people, it's under unpleasant circumstances. So I think you need to ask yourself I think you really need to dig deep into what it means to do that job. Like maybe you can apprentice over the summer with a human resource manager, or just sit alongside them for a week and see what their job actually entails before you make a final decision. For me personally, I would not like dealing with the unpleasant side of having to deal with people. And I would get bored once I learned everything. I would get bored with all the paperwork. That's just me personally. But I think there are other options out there for you with this Seven of Cups. It's just that, I don't know, and I guess I'm humble bragging here, but have you ever like been just good at a lot of things? And so you're like, well, I like this and I like that and I like this, but if I start doing this, then maybe I'll get tired of it, and I don't want to get tired of it because I like it. So I think that you might want to seek something that's a little bit more adventurous, a little bit more stimulating for you. Management can be incredibly boring. And I think that we are pushed very much into those kind of jobs sometimes, even though they may not be suitable for us. So take that for what it's worth, my friend. I think there might be, with a name like Starshine, I get the feeling there's something better for you out there, something that's going to be better suited to you. Alright, so Sonalia, if you're here, you are up. Yeah, and there are a lot of jobs out there that are creative jobs. You know? I don't know. Starshine, am I correct that you're in college or you're in some kind of technical school right now? Hi, Devaya. I'm going to get your name right sooner or later. Devaya, I'm going to, I'm doing Sonalia next, and then I'll put you in the queue. What's coming towards you? Can you give me a time frame? What's coming towards you in the next month, by the end of the year? I can just do the next month if you don't have a particular timeline. And would I be right in assuming that parents had some kind of influence over the degree that you started to pursue? Parents or perhaps school counselors? I think with that Chariot there and you now being an adult, I think that one of the steps that we take when we go to college is stepping fully into the adult world and making our own decisions. And I would also tell you, Starshine, that your average college student changes their major several times before they finally settle on one. Yeah. The end of the year. Okay, Sonalia. Sonalia would like to know what's coming towards them by the end of the year. So between now and the end of the year, what's coming towards Sonalia? All right, Sonalia, let's see what's coming towards you. So we got the King of Coins. So we're moving into a position of more authority in some kind of capacity that has to do with regular life things like career, job, money, home. We have the Ten of Cups reversed. Probably, I'm going to move on a little bit before I continue. Seven of Wands. You are going to have a little bit of trouble maintaining your position. Not like you're going to get fired or anything like that. More like you're going to have a lot of people, there's going to be a lot of competition, people challenging you. And this might upset the apple cart a little bit for you emotionally. Make sure you take good care of yourself. We also have the Knight of Swords coming in hot. He's the fastest moving knight. So this mental kind of jousting that you're going to be doing with other people will be coming in fairly quickly. And I believe this last card, the Six of Swords, is more about what happens next year. And I will say that you are definitely going to be sailing on to better places, better waters. So you will go through a little bit of conflict, a little bit of challenge towards the end of this year. But as the year ends and the new one begins, there'll be new opportunities for you with that Six of Cups, and you will have ridden through the storm and come out the other side. And Sonali, remind me, because I can't tell by your name. Are you female or male? I think you're a female, but I'm not 100% sure. I can't tell by the little picture if your face is in that picture. It's too small. I would say that you've got your feet on the ground. You're in a real solid position in general, because not only do you have the King of Pentacles, you also have the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom. So think of this as like the outer and the inner person. So someone who's just full of creativity, full of nurturing, and also very much an authority and in charge, and knows how to take care of business. But you are going to have some challenges. You are going to have some people that are really going to challenge you and make you, it might freak you out a little bit, but just rest assured you're perfectly capable of handling that, and you'll have better things starting next year. All right. Thank you, Sonali. Devaya, are you ready for a reading? I was thinking about you earlier today. You're welcome, hon. So Devaya, you are up, my friend. Devaya, I was looking at, not for the first time, looking at Airbnbs in different parts of the world, as, you know, thinking again about moving away. Oh, okay, that's a good question. So Devaya is wondering if they should travel back to Europe for a quick visit. First words that came into my mind when I was shuffling the cards was, that's not a bad idea, especially if you're going back to visit family and friends. Should Devaya go back to Europe in September? Okay, so we have the Ten of Swords upright. We have Temperance reversed, and we have the Ten of Cups reversed. I'm going to see that is leaning towards no. Then we have the High Priestess and the Ace of Cups upright. I'm leaning towards no, and this is why. Because these top three cards are very much about suffering. And, here we have emotional suffering. Here we have kind of losing your balance, kind of like, you're not able to keep things flowing and the energy good for you. And then we have the Ten of Swords. So I think I'm wondering if, for me, being around family is not necessarily a good thing. My family is very different from me, and we don't communicate very well, so it can be very painful. In a long-term situation, it's okay, if I just see them briefly, but not so much if we're stuck together. But then right after that, we have the High Priestess and the Ace of Cups. So what that tells me is that your time might be better spent on some kind of spiritual retreat, whether it's an actual sign up for it and spend the weekend kind of retreat, or whether it's just you spending some time alone in a spiritual mindset. And then with the Ace of Cups, we've got the notion that comes through for me with that is that there is a sense of needing to replenish your own cup. And there is a saying, and I'm probably going to mess it up, but I'm going to try, that I want to insert here, which is, do not pour into the cups of others who do not pour back into yours. So if you feel like in September going back to Europe, you're going to be in a situation where you're the one putting forth all the effort and the other people are not also putting energy into it, then it's not going to be a healthy situation for you. Do not pour into other people's cups if they're not pouring back into yours. I don't know if your birth family are in Europe, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't go to Europe. I'm just saying that when you go, make sure that it is something of a spiritual nature. I think that if it's not some kind of spiritual journey, then it's probably going to be very upsetting and emotionally painful. So I hope that that is helpful for you. What's in the bottom of my deck? Yeah. With the Chariot on the bottom, it's very much up to you. It's just a matter, I don't think it's a matter of where. I think it's a matter, I don't think it's a matter of what country you're in. It's a matter about what you're going to spend your time doing when you're there, if that makes sense. All right, friend. Yeah. Like I said, I love my family, and they're not bad people, but I'm very much different from them. Yeah, maybe later. I know that you've got several decisions that you're wanting to make with regard to moving. She talked about maybe moving back to Guatemala at some point. I was looking all over the world today. I was looking in Thailand, I was looking in Vietnam, I was looking in Cambodia, I was looking in Guatemala, Colombia, just all these different places. But right now it's just looking. However, I hope to be able to finally apply to get my passport renewed next week. Yeah, it certainly can be. It's not my family that makes me want to leave the country, though, of course. But I've spent most of my adult life not very close to, not literally not close to my family. Hi, Sky High. Let me write you down. Okay, so Sky High. Let me just put you in the queue here. Helps me to keep track. Oh, you mean as far as like a country, Devaya? I don't know. I go all over the place with it. Okay, let me read Sky High real quick, and I'll address that question, Devaya. So Sky High would like to get some kind of information about their future spouse. Sky High, are you dating anyone right now? Sky High wants some information on a future spouse. Sky High's future spouse. Yeah, they definitely do, Devaya. Okay, Sky High is single, and they're wanting to know about anything about a future spouse. Let's see what that anything is. So you got the High Priestess, followed by the, it's interesting, you've got the Five of Cups reversed, that's good. And the Magician reversed. Two Swords reversed. And the Eight of Coins reversed. Sky High, how old are you? I mean, I don't, just generally speaking. Because I see this, like, first we start up with this really strong spiritual vibe, but then as we go through the cards, we see a lot of immaturity, not in the sense of like in a negative way, but just like in a growth way. So this person, this spouse, they could be someone who is in a spiritual like path, like maybe they're thinking of joining the ministry in some capacity, but they are a long way from completing that. Okay, so I think if you are you going to university or a technical school right now? Because, we've got the Five of Cups reversed, so that's a good thing. That's like, okay, it's not boring. Whoever it is, it's not going to be boring. But with the Magician reversed, we have someone who is not fully mature. They haven't got all their ducks in a row. And then with the Two of Swords, they also are not fully, and I'm not a brain scientist, but you know how they talk about your brain isn't fully developed till you're 25? I feel like their thinking is not mature enough yet. And then with this last one here with the Eight of Coins reversed, the Eight of Coins is about an apprenticeship, like actually doing a trade, learning a trade. So I wonder if they are even, they're just not in a place right now where they're marriage material, I guess is the bottom line. So whoever your future spouse is, they're on a long road towards maturing. I'm not saying that they're like a baby man or anything like that. I'm just saying that they've got a lot of growing up to do. They've got more experience that they have to do. I would like to see, especially would like to see the Magician right side up, and would like to see the 8 of Coins right side up. So let's see, if you're 22, so are you a freshman or a sophomore? I'm thinking you're a sophomore, or you're about to be a sophomore. Maybe you're a junior. I don't know. I went to university when I was 42, so it took me a while to get there. But I would say that this future husband, whoever he is, they are not in the right headspace to be in a serious relationship right now. So I suggest to you that you keep your options open, that you keep it light and casual at this time in your life. Focus on your studies and give this future husband a chance to do some maturing. So you're 22. So perhaps towards the end of your time in college, you might meet this person. That would be my thought on that. And then with that High Priestess at the very beginning, again, I don't know what kind of college you go to, but there is the possibility that this is someone studying for the ministry, or who might be studying for the ministry at some point. All right. Thank you so much, Sky High. It was good to see you. You're welcome. Take it easy, okay? I know. Believe me, I know when I was, here I go with this old lady stuff. When I was your age, when I was 22, all my friends were getting married. And I got married around that time, but that was too young. My husband was a little bit older. He was 25. But in retrospect, we probably shouldn't have rushed out and married the first person that came along, because we thought it was a sign from heaven that they were the right person. And because all our friends were getting married and getting into serious relationships, we felt like we had to do that. So I just want to encourage you to focus on your studies, focus on making a life for you and becoming the person that you're supposed to be, and then the right person will come into your life. The queue is open again. If anyone is in here that has not already asked a question, let me know. Devaya, if you're still here, to answer your question, there's a lot of different things. Because of my age, going to a country that has good medical, good hospitals, good doctors and things like that is important. Decent infrastructure so that I can continue to do my readings online, so I have to have good internet. I don't need a fancy house. I would like it to be a place where it's very walkable, where I can walk to the grocery store every day if I need to. And I would prefer a temperate climate. I really don't want to go someplace where it's like boiling hot for most of the year. Hey, Sag girl, I'm glad you came back. I kind of lost you this afternoon. Let me put you in the queue. If you want to go ahead and put your question up there. Returning to MR. Is M returning to me? Is that what the question is? I just want to make sure that it's ME, not a person whose initials are MR. Is M returning to MR? Maybe it is. Let's find out. So since it's a yes/no question, we're probably going to get a little bit more than that. We're not going to get necessarily if they're returning, but maybe the reasons why they are or are not returning. Is M returning? Okay, me. Thank you. I figured. Is M returning to Sag girl? So I'm assuming based on the question that there was a breakup. How long ago was that? Or are we talking about returning from, I don't know, being in the armed forces and returning back to the United States or Canada or wherever you're from? Is M returning to Sag girl? So we have the Knight of Coins reversed, we have the Ten of Coins upright, and Strength. Followed by Justice. Years ago, okay. And then the Tower. When I saw this Knight of Coins reversed, I felt like it was a hard no. Because the Ten of Coins is the slowest moving energy of all the coins, or of all the suits, and the fact that it's reversed makes it even slower, like slowed down to a stop. I feel like they've pretty much established themselves wherever they are. They're content. They have overcome some things, so if they had some, like maybe some addictions or some neuroses that were kind of standing in their way, they've really overcome that. They've got established stability and they've overcome that. And also they are really, 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 really struggling to stay balanced, to be fair. And then with the Tower, though, that last card, the Tower, I'm struggling to determine whether the Tower is a thing that's about to happen or something that has happened. They got a real path correction in their life that you may or may not know about, like a really strong wake-up call. Like I'm talking about like being in a really bad accident and having like a near-death kind of experience, or just getting some kind of illness where, I'm not saying this would happen, but this kind of thing that kind of woke them up and made them realize that they need to change their life. So I'm going to say it's probably a no. I don't think you're going to meet up again. They are very established where they are. They've overcome quite a bit. and they're keeping it balanced, keeping it copacetic, and they have gone through some stuff. And I do feel like with this 6 of coins on the bottom, that as a result of that, whatever it is they've gone through that was so difficult, it's made them a kinder person, a more compassionate person, and they may even be using that experiences that they've had to help others. So probably a no, but if it were to happen, it's not going to happen for a long time. That moving, the energy moves very slowly, and there's too many coins in there for anything to be fast. Not necessarily. I'm just saying that that's the kind of thing that kind of wakes you up and puts you on a new path. I call it the 2x4 of God. Like it's something that happens when you're going down the wrong path, and it just kind of, you're ignoring all the signs, you're ignoring all the wisdom, and it's like this harsh reality that happens, that in order for you to get back on the straight and narrow. Amelia, absolutely, you can ask. I'm just putting you on my queue here. Maybe he is. I will tell you, this is my personal view on this sort of thing. If you keep asking the same question over and over again from different readers, I don't think that's, I think it's unproductive at best and unhealthy at worst. But actually, absolutely, you do whatever seems right to you. Yes, Amelia, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and ask. I can't speak to what someone else has said. I can only speak to what my cards were indicating. Does my twin flame currently have feelings for you, or if not, what kinds of feelings? Why do you think they're your twin flame? Amelia wants to know about their twin flame. You're welcome, Sag Girl. I hope whatever happens that you're blessed. Yeah, I know. And I was asking, why do you think a person that you're not sure about the feelings of is your twin flame? Okay, that's chemistry, honey. That doesn't make them your twin flame. Let's see. Okay. Absolutely, Amelia. Amelia, by the way, how old are you? Like decades. Give me a decade. Okay, there's a better question. I'd be curious to know what you think a twin flame is. Is AS Amelia's twin flame? Is this person my twin flame? All right. Amelia, have you ever been in love before? You ever had a crush before? Something hard, but you have a lot of love for them. So we have the Seven of Cups reversed, we have the Queen of Cups reversed, and then we have the Four of Swords upright. We have the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Swords. Honey, this person is not good for you. I don't know the situation. I'm just looking at the cards, and I see someone who, no matter what you think they are not healthy for you. And I'm gonna tell you, I'll tell everybody, I'm 63 years old, and so I tend to be the mean mommy, the mom that loves you but is going to tell it to you straight. And that some people don't like that, and that is perfectly okay, but I'm going to tell you straight up, you need to take a step back from this, and don't mistake hormones and chemicals for someone being your soulmate or your twin flame. Because Lord help me, I don't know how many times I've felt that for different people and got into a relationship and it was really bad. I'm trying to be like delicate about this, but what you're feeling there's nothing spiritual about it. And there's nothing emotional about it. It is all about your hormones. And I don't think, when we've got a Seven of Wands, I mean, look at that card. Look at what they're up against. When we have a Nine of Swords, the Nightmares card, and we have a reversed Seven of Cups and a reversed Queen of Cups, which are your emotions, we have what is not a good relationship for you. I'm just saying that I was young once too. And I think that what my body wanted, I mistook for love. Amelia, I hope that helps. I know I sound really harsh. Yes, I was born in 1962. I graduated from high school in 1980. Let's see. Michelle, absolutely. Hi, Sierra. Michelle, I'm adding you to the queue. Sierra, would you like your question asked? I'm assuming that you have a question, so I'm going to put you in the queue. Let me just type you in there. That's another question, Amelia. I only answer one question. Welcome, Michelle. Thanks for joining. Amelia, if you want to explore it in more depth, I do offer it's a new love reading, and it's pretty extensive, and it talks about the personality of the person, talks about their secrets, talks about their goals. If you would like to do that, you can send me an email at inthegardentarot@gmail.com, and I can fill you in on the donation cost for that. All right, so Michelle, please tell me your question. If it flew up in the queue, I apologize. Go ahead and put it in there again. Michelle, if you're still here, go ahead and put your question in the queue. Or if you just want a blind reading and not even give me your question, we can do that too. Just tell me blind reading if you want to do it that way. Is Louise your soulmate? Is Louise your soulmate? Michelle, I am of the opinion that we had many soulmates in this life, not just one. Let's see where Louise falls in that category. What does soulmate mean to you, Louise? Or excuse me, not Louise, Michelle. What does soulmate mean to you, Michelle? Is Louise Michelle's soulmate? Soul tribe. Oh, much better thing. Is Louise in Michelle's soul tribe? Let's see what we get here. I want to adjust my camera because I feel like I'm doing them off camera. First card. 8 of Swords reversed, or upright, excuse me. When you mirror each other, okay. Knight of Coins reversed. 5 of Coins reversed. 4 of Cups. And the High Priestess reversed. I'll tell you what, I don't know if what you're thinking about with Louise, but I will say that Louise is someone that's here to set you free of the chains that you have bound yourself with. You know, because we start out with the 8 of Swords, which is very much about being trapped, a lot, not so much for your emotions, but from your own thought patterns and for your own ingrained ways of thinking and being. And then we have the Knight of Coins coming along. And the Knight of Coins, although he's slow moving, that may be just what you need. He brings in this energy of being grounded. So getting out of your head about things and getting more into your body. Being connected with your body. And then we have the 5 of Coins reversed. So we have a release almost from this prison. It's not entirely self-imposed, because although this person may have blindfolded themselves, they certainly did not tie themselves up. And then right after that we have the 4 of Cups. So the 4 of Cups is like waiting. We're waiting for something to change on the emotional level. So we're not satisfied emotionally and spiritually, and we're kind of waiting for that change. And then the last card here is the High Priestess reversed. So again, it's this idea of becoming more grounded. I also think that Louise provides for you structure, which is also about groundedness. So I think that they're probably, I don't know if they're your soul tribe, but they're definitely here to help you to evolve as a spiritual being. Or is anything when you mirror each other, or is anything spiritually connected? I think there is a spiritual connection. I think that I'm speculating because I wasn't there when it happened, but if I were to couch it in the modern terminology, I would say that this is someone that you had a contract with before this life to come in and help you to evolve, yeah. Help you to develop more fully another part of yourself, because it seems like with this Eight of Swords, we're our mindset and the way we think, we might even always be in our head. They're definitely someone that wants to bring more balance back into your life and structure. Okay, Sierra, you are up. What is your question? Just curious, Michelle, what is your astrological sign and what is Louise's astrological sign? Sierra, are you with us? Hi, Shannon. Shannon, if you would like a reading, you'll be right after Sierra. Let me put you in the queue. What's Cameron Hip's next action towards me? I haven't texted him since last Tuesday. I'm not chasing him at all. Okay, so do you want to chase him? Or are you wanting him to reach out to you? What's Cameron Hip's next action towards you? You're welcome, hon. Guys, give me 1 second. I'm going to go turn my air on. It's gotten a little warm in here. I'm just going to step over to the thermostat. I'll be right back. Okay. What's Cameron Hip's next action towards Sierra? Cameron Hip's next action towards Sierra. We got 5 of coins there. We have the 9 of swords there, reversed, thank goodness. The Queen of Swords. The 7 of coins. I see. And the 3 of swords reversed. So, okay, This may be way out there, but the first thing that came to my head when I saw that 5 of coins was he's going to ask you for money. I am seeing some communication cards with the swords. Swords could possibly indicate communication, but they are both reversed, so there is some kind of thing kind of standing in the way. Yeah, I don't think that they are. With the 7 of coins here, followed by the 3 of swords, I think that you're probably best to just look elsewhere right now. I don't think that they necessarily have any negative feelings towards you. I just think that you might be watering a garden that's never going to bloom, or at least is going to be difficult for it to bloom. So when we have the 7 of coins, it's about investment in something. And when we have the 5 of coins, it's about being on the outside of something, like being the unwelcomed, like being the uncool person. And then with the 9 of swords reversed, it's like not really bad necessarily. It's not good, but it's not bad. And the Queen of Swords, that there's just a real negative taste to those. Whether that's him being kind of... The Queen of Swords reversed usually refers to someone who's a very mean-spirited person with a sharp tongue. So whether that's him being mean-spirited towards you, or whether that's how he views you, I do not know. But I do think with the 7 of coins here, which is like putting a lot of energy and effort into something, surrounded by this swords, I would say that probably it's good that you haven't reached out to him, but I think you have to go further than that, and I think you need to walk away and find something else to do, something else to pour yourself into. Yeah. Here's the quote. I've used this earlier this evening. Do not pour into the cups of people who are not pouring their cup back into you. So if he is not communicating with you, if you're having to do all the work, then this is an uneven and unbalanced relationship that you need to walk away from. You have other things that you can nurture that will be better for you in the long run. I hope that that's helpful, Sierra. Okay, so Shannon, you are up. Go ahead and post your question, Shannon. I'm sure he's not a bad person, Sierra. I just think that your energies could be spent better elsewhere. What's Vernon's purpose in your life? How interesting. Okay, Sierra. I think that would be better use of your time and energy for sure. So Shannon wants to know what Vernon's purpose is in her life. What is Vernon's purpose in Shannon's life? Vernon's purpose in Shannon's life. I don't know if this is for you, Shannon, or whether it's for Sierra, but there is a song, I don't know who sings it. I think it's Justin Timberlake, I want to say. What goes around comes around. What goes around comes around keeps popping into my head. Vernon's purpose in your life. Let's see. Definitely a steady influence. Got the King of Coins. We have the Nine of Wands reversed. We have the Three of Coins reversed. We have the Knight of Swords reversed. And we have the Knight of Cups. It sounds like, it looks like, it feels like he got you out of a pickle. Like he got you out of a situation. Because with the King of Coins, that is fire of earth, so he's very mature and grounded, and he's established in life. Then we have the Nine of Wands reversed, so that would be like, instead of like resting from your burdens, you're still kind of in the midst of all this stuff. And then we have the Three of Coins reversed, which is a reference to working with a team of people. And the fact that it's reversed, it just feels like he pulled you out of some uncomfortable situations. And then we have the Nine of Swords reversed, so we have that Nightmare card that's like not completely gone away, but it's kind of like taken some of the pain out of the situation. And then we have this lovely new card here, the Knight of Cups, bringing love, bringing refreshment, filling your cup when your cup was just like emptied out from a lot of strife. We also have, is Vernon a potential romantic partner? I feel like, to answer your question about Jesus or God putting him in your life for a reason, I think that just about everybody that's in our life is there for a reason. He didn't get me out of anything, yet he could have. He could have. So he's not relieving you in any way of any kind of burden, or especially a group situation. Like there's a group of people, not just one person. Possibly at work. It looks like the offer is there. He might be waiting for you to ask for help if you haven't already. If I were to interpret this another way, if this King of Coins was reversed, this would be someone who's standing back in judgment. But do I think that Jesus or God brought him in your life? I believe that the people that come into our lives are there to teach us. They're either teaching us lessons about what not to be or not to do, or they're teaching us lessons about how to be or what to do. I do see the Lover's card at the bottom of the deck. That's why I was asking. And with the Knight of Cups bringing in love, I feel like this is a situation where they might be a potential romantic partner if they aren't already. They may be hesitant to offer help, maybe. But I do feel like they do bring help. They do pull you out of some unpleasant things. Whether that's just like unpleasant memories and thoughts in your head, or whether it's actual things happening. So, Whether he's just passing through to fulfill a soul contract with you, or whether it's a long-term relationship, remains to be seen. But I think for the moment, he is definitely beneficial for you. Do you work with him, or because the other thing, just one, now for free. Now you can donate for a full reading if you like, but the Three of Coins is about usually about people you're working together with, so it can be literally be work or some kind of project. That's why I was saying a group of people. But maybe there's some kind of project that the two of you work on together. That would explain the Three of Coins there. It's just disrupted because it's reversed. So I just have this sense of being pulled out of a bad situation and being put into a better one. Shannon, you can do one of two things if you have another question. You can donate. My full 10-card reading is $10. And you can donate to CashApp, Venmo, or Zelle. Or you can wait till the next time I'm live and then ask the question then. And I usually go live twice a week or more. I am curious about something. 9. You have 2 9s here. So there's a lot of energy being manifested for sure. Yeah. I was just adding up all the cards. We don't count the cards because they don't have numbers. But if I add up all the cards that don't include the one on the bottom, so we have 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 reduces down to 3. So there's definitely a lot being manifested here, which kind of makes sense, seeing him as the King of Coins. If anyone's going to manifest stuff, it would be him. Yeah, and it's not necessarily a job. It can be any kind of project. It's just something that it's just something that he pulls you out of. I just get this whole, he pulls you out of something. Maybe that's not good for you. And with the Knight of Cups coming in and the Lovers, I definitely think it's healthy for you right now. Now, Shannon, if you're not interested in the donation reading, that's just the 10-card reading. I do also do a new love reading. I don't know how long you guys have been together, which is pretty extensive about the other partner. And that I do privately. So you can send me an email at inthegardentarot@gmail.com if that's something you'd like to do as well. But like I said, if you just want to wait till the next live I have, if you're subscribed, you should be notified. You can just wait and ask that question there. Okay. So, I don't know. Does Nightbot? Yeah, Nightbot has Cash App and Zelle up there. Venmo is the same thing. It's just the @ sign and then In the Garden Tarot. Let me know which one you're using so I can keep an eye on it. assuming that you're doing that right now. Hi, Latoya. Welcome in. It's good to see you. Yep, Latoya, you sure can. Let me put you on the queue. Shannon is getting ready to donate. I'm not sure if she's doing it right now, but if she does, she will skip the line, so you might have to wait on her reading. Oh, my battery is running low. Well, that's not good. Guys, I'll be right back. I gotta go plug my computer in. Here I come with my battery charger to save the day. Let me plug that in. Get in there. All right. You're welcome, Shannon. I don't know if I missed it, but let me know, are you wanting to donate right now, or are you donating for a later point? Okay, Latoya. Well, I'm waiting to hear back from Shannon. By the way, Shannon, if you are donating and for some reason we get cut off for any reason, don't worry. I'll make a note of you, and then next time we can arrange a next time to do your reading. Latoya, what's your question? Missy Beauty, are you wanting to join the queue? Latoya, I think I lost you. Or I lost Missy Beauty. I'm not sure who I lost. Possible zodiac signs. Who wants to come back towards you? So when you say come back, that implies to me that it's someone that has left? So someone you already know? Or is that back just an extra word? Okay, Missy, I'm working on Latoya's right now, so as soon as I get Latoya's done, you'll be next. So sit tight. Who wants to come back towards Latoya? Okay, hold up, Missy. I have to do Latoya's first, and if you ask the question now, I'll lose it in the scroll. So when I'm ready for your reading, you can post your question. How's that? You're welcome. Okay. Who wants to come back towards Latoya? Got the Death card right out front. King of Coins. So King of Coins would be an earth sign. That would be Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, I believe. Got the Wheel of Fortune reversed. And we have the Hierophant reversed. Okay. So, definitely an earth sign. Major transition has occurred, though. Either with or without your knowledge. They are coming out of a time of contemplation and rest and rethinking their strategy. Things have not been going well for them. And with the Hierophant reversed, we also have a sense of wanting to break free of some kind of restriction along the lines of like government restriction, like religious restriction or cultural restriction. They're wanting to break out of some kind of like system that they're in right now. It's they've kind of had a little bit of string of bad luck there. But there is a major change that they are going to be coming out of. And we have that Three of Swords on the bottom there. So, yes, there is someone. They are probably an earth sign or have strong earth in their chart, because it's not always about the sun sign. So hopefully that fits one of these people that you're thinking about. Okay. So Mrs. Beauty, you are up. Can you go ahead and post your question again? Oh, wait, no, it's still here. Was W the one for me? Was W the one for you? So you're wanting to know that someone who's no longer in your life was the one. Is that the gist of it? The Three of Swords is the, it's usually, it can be one of two things. It can be like a painful kind of a three-way relationship, or it can be like you've gone through a painful relationship with someone. Sometimes it's called the Cheater's card. Oh no, the only one that indicated a particular sign was the King of Pentacles. However, swords in general would be associated with an air sign. So that would be Sagittarius, Gemini, or what am I forgetting? Or Libra. Okay, Missy, are you ready? Was W the one for Missy? Was W the one for Missy? And I appreciate you, hon. Thanks for coming by again. So, Missy, if you're still here, we have the Four of Wands, followed by the Emperor, followed by the Ace of Swords, followed by the Hanged Man, and followed by the King of Swords reversed. Now, Missy, I'm not sure what it is about this person that makes you kind of wonder if they were the one. But I will say that they definitely were someone very solid and could be counted on to keep their promises. But they're very much about like, these are the rules and we do not break the rules. So they're a little bit. Yeah, it could be that an air sign is in there as a heartbreaker. It is possible. So Missy, whoever it is, they're definitely someone who likes the rules. They like structure. They like to talk about things. Like they could be involved with the law, actually, in particular. No, that's okay, Latoya. With that sword, that Ace of Swords there. And then with the Hangman reversed, there was the Hangman reversed is kind of like a pause and a waiting for something. And then we have the King of Swords reversed. So I feel like this King of Swords is another person in the situation. And with the Hangman reversed, I feel like you hesitated, like maybe that person, the W person, was someone that you weren't so sure about, and so you hesitated and you lost that opportunity. And you ended up with someone who maybe was less than. Missy, I don't know if you're still here or not. It looks like you are not still here. But rest assured that this message, you can watch this recording after the fact and see what I said about it. But I guess to answer your question is, I don't know if they were the one for you, but they were definitely a missed opportunity, if that makes sense. Okay, I've been on just shy of 2 hours now, so I think I'm